Sahih al-Bukhari 1231. Narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger said, when the call for prayer is made, Satan takes to his heels passing wind so that he may not hear the adhan, and when the call is finished he comes back, and when the iqama is pronounced, Satan again takes to his heels, and when the iqama is finished he comes back again and tries to interfere with the person and his thoughts and say, remember this and that, which he has not thought of before the prayer, till the praying person forgets how much he has prayed. If any one of you does not remember whether he has offered 3 or 4 rakat, then he should perform 2 prostrations of sahwu while sitting. Sahih al-Bukhari 1232. Narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger said, when any one of you stands for the prayers, Satan comes and puts him in doubts till he forgets how many rakat he has prayed. So if this happens to any one of you, he should perform 2 prostrations of sahwu while sitting. Sahih al-Bukhari 1233. Narrated Quraib. I was sent to Aisha by Ibn Abbas, Al-Miswar bin Makrama and Abdurrahman bin Azza. They told me to greet her on their behalf and to ask her about the offering of the 2 rakat after the Asr prayer, and to say to her, we were informed that you offer those 2 rakat, and we were told that the Prophet had forbidden offering them. Ibn Abbas said, I along with Umar bin al-Khattab used to beat the people whenever they offered them. I went to Aisha and told her that message. Aisha said, go and ask Salama about them. So I returned and informed them about her statement. They then told me to go to Salama with the same question with which he sent me to Aisha. Salama replied, I heard the Prophet forbidding them. Later I saw him offering them immediately after he prayed the Asr prayer. He then entered my house at a time when some of the Ansari women from the tribe of Bani Haram were sitting with me, so I sent my slave girl to him, having said to her, stand beside him and tell him that Salama says to you, O Allah's Messenger, I have heard you forbidding the offering of these 2 rakat after the Asr prayer, but I have seen you offering them. If he waves his hand, then wait for him. The slave girl did that. The Prophet beckoned her with his hand and she waited for him. When he had finished the prayer he said, O daughter of Bani Umayyah, you have asked me about the 2 rakat after the Asr prayer. The people of the tribe of Abdul Qais came to me and made me busy, and I could not offer the 2 rakat after the Zuhr prayer. These 2 rakat that I have just prayed are for those missed ones. Sahih al-Bukhari 1234. Narrated Sahl bin Sa'di as-Sa'idi. The news about the differences amongst the people of Bani Amr bin Auf reached Allah's Messenger, and so he went to them along with some of his companions to effect a reconciliation between them. Allah's Messenger was delayed there, and the time of the prayer was due. Bilal went to Abu Bakr and said to him, Allah's Messenger has been delayed there, and the time of prayer is due. So will you lead the people in prayer? Abu Bakr said, yes, if you wish. Bilal pronounced the Iqama and Abu Bakr went forward and said Takbir for the people. In the meantime Allah's Messenger came crossing the rows of the praying people and stood in the first row, and the people started clapping. Abu Bakr would never glance sideways in his prayer, but when the people clapped much he looked back, and Allah's Messenger beckoned him to carry on the prayer. Abu Bakr raised his hands and thanked Allah, and retreated till he reached the first row. Allah's Messenger went forward and led the people in the prayer. When he completed the prayer he faced the people and said, O people, why did you start clapping when something unusual happened to you in the prayer? Clapping is only for women. So whoever amongst you comes across something in the prayer should say, Subhanallah, for there is none who will not turn round on hearing him saying Subhanallah. O Abu Bakr, what prevented you from leading the people in the prayer when I beckoned you to do so? Abu Bakr replied, how dare the son of Abu Quafa lead the prayer in the presence of Allah's Messenger? Sahih al-Bukhari 1235. Narrated Asma. I went to Aisha and she was standing praying, and the people, too, were standing, praying. So I said, what is the matter with the people? She beckoned with her head towards the sky. I said, is there a sign? She nodded, intending to say, yes. Sahih al-Bukhari 1236. Narrated Aisha, the wife of the Prophet. Allah's Messenger, during his illness, prayed in his house sitting, whereas some people followed him standing, but the Prophet beckoned them to sit down. On completion of the prayer he said, the Imam is to be followed. So, bow when he bows, and raise your head when he raises his head. See Hadith Number 657 Volume 1 for taking the verdict. Sahih al-Bukhari 1237. Narrated Abu Dhar. Allah's Messenger said, "Someone came to me from my Lord and gave me the news, or good tidings, that if any of my followers dies worshipping none, in any way, along with Allah, he will enter paradise." I asked, even if he committed illegal sexual intercourse, adultery, and theft? He replied, even if he committed illegal sexual intercourse, adultery, and theft. Sahih al-Bukhari 1238. Narrated Abdullah. Allah's Messenger said, anyone who dies worshipping others along with Allah will definitely enter the fire. I said, anyone who dies worshipping none along with Allah will definitely enter paradise. Sahih al-Bukhari 1239. Narrated al-Bara bin Azib. Allah's Messenger ordered us to do 7 things and forbade us to do other 7. He ordered us to follow the funeral procession, to visit the sick, to accept invitations, to help the oppressed, to fulfill the oaths, to return the greeting and to reply to the sneezer, saying, "May Allah be merciful on you," provided the sneezer says, "All the praises are for Allah." He forbade us to use silver utensils and dishes and to wear golden rings, silk, clothes, dibaj, pure silk cloth, kisai and istabrak, 2 kinds of silk cloths. Sahih al-Bukhari 1240. Narrated Abu Huraira. I heard Allah's Messenger saying, the rights of a Muslim on the Muslims are 5, to respond to the salam, visiting the sick, to follow the funeral processions, to accept an invitation, and to reply to those who sneeze. See Hadith 1239.